Today is World Book Day, and it's April 23rd. And I want to talk about one of my favorite subjects, reading. I've been an avid reader all my life. Um, More than a habit, it has been almost an addiction. However, I like to admit to you that over the last few years, time, scheduling, and the like, I've had excuses why my reading, which used to be extremely heavy, has dropped somewhat. But this moment that we are all going through right now, this isolation, this lockdown period, this has opened up a brand new avenue for me back to reading. So I've made a U-turn in my life where reading has become again a compulsion, and I enjoy it. I love it. And I'm able to, pick up books again and feel them and walk into the minds of authors that have essentially left the planet hundreds of years ago. To many of you who do not understand the concept, reading is something pretty much like an experience. It's more of an experience than anything else. Knowing the alphabets by itself does not make you an avid reader. You have to appreciate. You have to, in a sense, walk into the vision, the portrait that has been created by the writer. Somewhat like in the old days, we would have gone into a store and picked up something like this, a record, which music is phenomenal, but looking at the record doesn't help you. It is unless you take it and play it that you begin to enjoy the music and you begin to walk into the world of the composer, and that's when life actually begins. Having said all that, I am now going to, in essence, do a little bit of reading from my book, 2 Minutes from the Abyss. Now, this is my last book and the latest book, and the part that I'm going to read about is simply called Change. Change is not an option is the title of the subject of the chapter, and the part I'm going to read to you now is about change is survival, change is a necessity. 2 Minutes from the Abyss is a work, a labor of love that I strongly suggest that all of you go out and get when you have the opportunity to do so again. Change is survival. Change is necessity. Change is nature's way of forcing us out of our comfort zones. We miss the importance of change when we wallow in our comfort zone, resting on our laurels. Change is built into our genes, and yet we resent it, not realizing that without change we deteriorate. We do not move on. We eventually become that awful nightmare, a one-hit wonder. We sink our roots deep and live in almost perpetual fear of not being able to repeat that one-time miracle. And it is then that we begin the process of paralyzing ourselves. And this is something that I strongly believe that all of us need to do, which is change or be changed. To me, change is something that is not just a tagline. To me, change is a way of life. It's something that we all need to do on a constant and consistent basis. The next thing that I'm going to read to you about is essentially overcoming adversity. And that is in page 87 of the same book. So here we go, on to page 87, Overcoming Adversity. And the part that I'm going to read to you is starting with first paragraph. Adversity comes in all forms and in the most unexpected ways. Yet, adversity is invariably the most important aspect of success. Every success I have experienced in my life involved overcoming adversity as an important component. People often think of adversity as an adversary, an enemy from the outside who has to be fought and conquered. However, I think of adversity as simply a force of nature. To have anger, resentment, or wanting revenge against it is simply a redundant exercise. So, in a nutshell, adversity we need. Change is a way of life. And between the two lies our path to success. To all of you who have not begun reading as a habit or not begun reading at all, I strongly advocate that you use this day to begin that path. Reading once begun will change you forever. Reading will be your best friend and on occasion your adversary. But it will always leave you a different person. You cannot read and be unchanged. So happy book day today. God bless you all.